A lot has happened since we were last in Narnia. Edmund got to the White Witch's house, but there he found out how cruel she really was. She didn't make him a prince. She didn't even give him any Turkish delight. Instead, she set out to capture his brother and sisters. Meanwhile, the beavers took Peter, Susan, and Lucy to meet Aslan. And he sent some of his most loyal followers to rescue Edmund from the White Witch. But the White Witch knew that according to the deep magic from the very beginnings of Narnia, she had the right to kill anyone who betrayed Aslan. And not even Aslan himself could go against the deep magic. Aslan made an agreement with the White Witch, but no one knew what it was. Edmund was safe, but no one knew how. Nobody knew what was going to happen next. Let's go into the wardrobe and find out. The two girls crouched behind a bush, shivering in their nightclothes. "Stop pushing," whispered Susan firmly. "I can't see," said Lucy. Just 5 minutes previously, the two girls had been tossing and turning in their beds. The words of Aslan that evening were echoing in their minds. "I cannot promise that I will be with you in battle." They had a most horrible feeling that Aslan was going to leave them tonight. It was as though the good times, having only just started, were now already drawing to an end. On the edge of the camping ground, just where the trees began, they saw the lion walking away from them and into the wood. Without a word, the two girls followed him, keeping to the shadows so as not to be seen. He seemed very different from the Aslan they knew. His head and tail hung low, and he walked slowly, as if he were very, very tired. Eventually they came to a clearing where there were no shadows. There was no point trying to hide. Aslan knew they were there. He'd known all along. "Oh, children, children, why are you following me?" "We couldn't sleep, Aslan," explained Lucy. "Oh, please let us go with you, wherever you're going." "Well, I could do with a company tonight," said Aslan. "But you must promise to stop where I tell you, and then leave me to go on alone." Together they continued, twigs snapping under their feet as the two children walked each side of the lion. With every step, his body seemed to grow heavier as he stooped closer and closer to the ground. When they got to the edge of the wood, he turned. "You must stop here," he said, "and I must go on alone." With that, he walked out from under the trees towards the hill. Huge flames licked against the dark red sky as thick black clouds of smoke billowed amongst the evil crowd of creatures covering the slope. Towering high above her followers stood the witch, glaring at the lonely figure of the lion as the crowds parted nervously to let him pass. On top of the hill, behind the witch, stood a huge ancient table. 4 thick, sturdy legs supporting a huge slab of stone. "The fool," said the witch. "The fool has come. Bind him, quickly." Immediately, 4 of her braver followers made a dart to Aslan, half ready to run at the first sign of resistance. When it was clear he was not going to put up a fight, others joined in. They pushed him to the ground and bound up his 4 mighty paws, and then shouting and cheering, they began to drag the lion towards the stone table. "Stop!" cried the witch. "Let him first be shaved." Masses of thick golden mane fell to the ground, and then the crowd surged around Aslan, jeering at him. "Why, he's only a great cat after all! Is that what we were afraid of? Puss, 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 poor pussy. How many mice have you caught today, cat? Would you like a saucer of milk, pussums?" The crowd thickened. Some kicked him, others hit him, and others joined in the taunting. Between them, they dragged the bound and muzzled lion up towards the stone table. It took all of them to hoist him onto the surface. Once Aslan had been tied to the stone table, the crowd fell silent. The witch stood in triumph over him, brandishing a knife. She raised the weapon. And now, who has won? Fool! Did you think that by all this you could save the human traitor? Now I will kill you instead of him, as we agreed. And when you are dead, what will stop me from killing him as well? You have lost your own life, and you have not saved his. Your death here will achieve nothing. And with that, the witch plunged the knife into the lion's heart. Aslan lay dead. Do not think for 1 minute that the witch was more powerful than Aslan. At any moment throughout his ordeal, he could have destroyed the witch and her followers. He chose to allow all this to happen.